Yo, what's good? It's your boy Marcel P. Black checking in, man. Today is the sixth anniversary of my second album. I think it might have been my eighth project overall, Black Collar. It dropped November 28th, 2014, or what have you. It's different from all the rest of my albums because it's just me. It's my only album where I'm only rapping by myself. You know, I like to have a lot of features on my album. So I Love Her Too had a lot of guest features. You know what I'm saying? But it was a one producer album. Um, uh, Cry Freedom had a bunch of guest features, but it was a one producer album. And Black Messiah had a lot of features and a lot of producers. So this is the only album that I have that has several producers, but no features. So what have you. Try not to talk too long, but I ain't really good with that. You know what I'm saying? I'll be talking too long, but it is what it is. But overall, I just kind of want to give you how I got the album and kind of what it did for me. So this is the artwork done by Mo. You know what I'm saying? Um, yeah. What's her name? Monet. I can't remember her last name. I'm sorry. She's an identical twin. She went to LSU. She was a great artist. Mo, I can't remember your full name, but she was incredible. She did this artwork. I just kind of wanted it to reflect, you know what I'm saying, just a hardworking Black man. This is like my first album that I did. I had 2 kids at the time, and I wanted to just kind of reflect what it is to be a young 31-year-old Black man, father with 2 kids who works in the community. Just like I celebrated, and it dropped on Black Friday. So the other Black Friday release came out 2011. That was Black Soul. So this is kind of like the continuation of Black Soul. But this is important because it is my first project post Trap Hop. And I'm gonna have to do a whole breakdown of a Trap Hop too on this anniversary. But Trap Hop was important because, it told me that I didn't have to be stuck and relegated to just doing like boom bap, underground, conscious, whatever rap. I could still do conscious underground rap, but I could rap over every time of beats I wanted to. So what you're gonna hear on Black Collar is me experimenting a whole lot more. I got some, boom bap or what have you, but got some trap, I got some dance stuff, I got some party stuff, I got some whatever. So it's a little bit of everything. So speaking of trap hop, we can't talk about Black Collar and how we got to Black Collar without discussing trap hop first. So let me get this off of here. So October, I want to say 4th, or it's either 2nd or 4th, 2013, I was invited to do A3C. I did the Kevin Nottingham stage, and that didn't really age as good as it should, you know what I'm saying? But I did the Kevin Nottingham stage, and I'm getting great. I did the Kevin Nottingham stage in Atlanta at Club 529 at the A3C Festival. I was the only Baton Rouge artist in the entire festival, you know what I'm saying, that was at A3C, I'll have you. And I got invited to do this. And so we're talking about trap hop. This song, and I'm explaining to you why it's so important to how Black Collar came about. So this is me performing at 529. I got the crowd going brazen.
D-boys ain't trapping right. D-boys just D-boys ain't D-boys ain't trapping right. D-boys is trapping out. Listen for my trap. Out to get that trap. Cause I'm out to get that trap. Bitches trying to get you out. Trap. Listen for my trap. Listen for my trap. Listen for my trap. Out to in that trap. Out to in that trap. Trying to get you out that trap. Listen for my trap. Listen for my trap. Listen for my trap niggas. Out there with that strap. Niggas know we got pills, got crack. We don't try to double a stack. We trap niggas. From every corner, from Chicago down to Oklahoma. Baton Rouge is crazy. Check the murder rate out in New Orleans. From Atlanta all the way to Harlem. Small town cases in between. Banging like it's constant. Too many funerals. I'm tired of seeing your brothers morning, as they carry their faces. It hurts me, I cannot take it. And no, this is not hatred. I just wanna see my niggas make it. Out they situation, go legit and get some real paper. I'm probably standing on his own. Man, that's real bravery. My nigga locked down doing the joke. Man, that's real slavery. And I ain't trying to preach to you. I just gotta say what's on my heart and try to reach through too. All these young brothers out there trapping in gun busters, out there getting enough plus and trying to get away. Okay, so this is for my trap. Now put your hands up. Now put your hands up. Now put your hands up. I'm sick of these fake thugs, these fake crips.
I'm gonna show you the end of the video too. I had it going crazy. Song One Love.
One love. Only up the streets come to battle. I'm preaching to you level. Let's ride. Now repeat that shit. Yo, say one love. 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 From every single hood, every block. We're coming from the bottom, trying to take it to the top. Say one love. One love. One love. One love. One love. One love. One love.
All right, so that was important. So that show was important. The reason why it's super duper uber relevant is because it got me offered 2 record deals. One was with one was with a distribution company, and they was interested. They took me out to while I was in Atlanta. They took me out to lunch to talk to me about distributing my music. Now, mind you, I went third, you know what I'm saying, that night. I was like the 3rd or 4th act of the night. And you had Cannibal Ox had their first show together in like 10, 15 years. Locksmith was on that bill. Greasy Greg was on that bill. Of course, the homie Truth Universal was on that bill. Alfred Banks, D. Richard was on that bill. There was a lot of dope people on that bill. But everybody said I had the best set of the night. I only did 3 songs in acapella. But like I really ripped it. I cried at the end of the show. You can watch the video on YouTube. I got busy, right? So after the show, so the stage was for Kevin Nottingham. Kevin Nottingham was one of the most important, I guess, bloggers or website people at the time for independent underground hip hop. He didn't play the politics. One of my good friends, Justin Ivy, kind of began his career there. So he was able to get me on the stage, myself, Alfred, and D. Richard as well. He booked the whole stage. He booked the whole night for the festival. And but Kevin Nottingham was super duper important to the game. He ended up closing down. He ended up closing down KevinNottingham.com, and he did Hip Not Records and had some success with that. But we're gonna talk more about that later. So he was like, "Yo, man, you were my favorite performer of the whole night." He was like, because they had sponsored the EP Trap Hop or whatever. He's like, "You were one of my favorite performers of the whole night." He was like, Justin kind of oversaw me sponsoring your EP. I didn't really listen to it, but man, I want to hear some more. He was like, when everything happens after the festival, we just sit down and, I would like to put out something with you on my record label. I'm like, word. So boom. So the rest of the year, I was kind of traveling, doing all those other different things, what have you. It didn't happen until January 2014 when I started talking to him again about putting out an album on his record label, Hypnot or what have you. And we started talking. We even talked about some numbers and blah, 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 blah. You know what I'm saying? We talked about a lot of different stuff. He was like, well, look, send me some music. I said, okay, cool. So at the time, I was recording in Glen Oaks at Real Private Studios, and it was at a guy's house. The guy had some medical issues, so he had to move from the house. And so, it was a nice little studio too. This garage was pretty straight, pool table, lights and everything, right? He had to move. And so Joe didn't get a chance to get over there to break down the equipment properly, right? And this is the story I remember. I might be wrong. I might get Joe here to correct me. But as they were breaking it down, I don't think they unplugged some of the wires correctly, blah, 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 blah. And so a lot of the stuff that had been recorded and kind of somewhat mixed, we lost it or what have you. So I knew this, but this is me being ignorant because, mind you, I'm 31 years old. I didn't really start making any traction until I was 27. So even though I was older in terms of like submitting my music to a record label and how that kind of stuff works or what have you, I knew it was a good deal, but I didn't really know the proper way to submit and shop my music or whatever. So even though I was older, I was still pretty green. He didn't know. And so I said, Joe, man, send me these songs. So he sent me Boss, Where I Stay, and maybe my mind. You know what I'm saying? All songs that came, they ended up being singles, actually with videos, you know what I'm saying, like big records for me on Cry Freedom, right? So I sent him the songs. I did not realize that I was sending Kevin Nottingham the rough songs. I didn't realize I was sending him the rough songs, like the unmixed, unmastered stuff. He was like, Marcel, I think you're dope. I think this music is good, but man, you can't submit unmastered music. You can't submit raw music or whatever. He was like, yo, get these mixed, get these mastered, and come back to me, holler back at me when you're ready. And I was so embarrassed. I was humiliated. I thought I lost my shot forever. And, you know, I didn't want to go back, you know what I'm saying, and submit those songs again. I was like, you know what? Boom. So I went to the studio. And so around this time, you know, I had a rhyme. And I was like, I'm about to create my own class and call it Black Collar. That's kind of dope. And so um, I thought about what I wanted Black Collar to be. And Black Collar was like, you know what I'm saying, uh, like, you know, blue collar is, you know what I'm saying, the working man, you know what I'm saying, but you work for the man. White collar is you are the man. Black collar is you working class and you working for yourself. You know what I'm saying? And you know, so that's how I came up with it. So um I recorded the whole album probably in maybe 3 months, right? And I hit Kevin Nottingham up again and I sent it to him. And he was like, yo, this is 100% new music and it's all mixed and mastered. How did you do this so quick? Did you already have this? I said, no, I created it for you. I was like, you know, I'm trying to get down with the team. And like, you know, I was embarrassed by the showing I gave, you know what I'm saying? You know, so I wanted to come back with my best foot forward. He was like, yo, this is dope. And so we started talking paperwork, blah, blah, blah. Then he came back. Now, this could be capped for a couple different reasons, but he was like, yo, I looked at my budget. He was like, I really like the music. He was like, but man, if you would have submitted this like in November as opposed to like February, April, or I mean March or April, or what have you, you know, it would be a little easier. It's like right now, we pretty much use all our budget up for 2014, and it's not going to fit. He was like, because we kind of do more traditional boom bap music. He was like, it would take a little extra marketing for you to do this type, for us to push this type of music. And right now, we ain't got the time or the budget. He was like, so if you have any, he was like, I can help you put it out. You know what I'm saying? I can support you, help you out with the blogs and stuff like this. But as of right now, I can't accept this, you know what I'm saying, to do a deal with you on you know what I'm saying, on Hypnot Records. I said, okay. Now, for what it's worth, he did help me out with some blog stuff, blah, blah, blah. But so it could have been Cap. It could have been Cap. He might have just liked the music. He didn't know where to tell me. If he would just told me no, that's fine. You know what I'm saying? Or so fast forward to last year, about this time last year, it came out that Kevin Nottingham, a guy who had a hip hop blog, who all these black rappers love, a guy who actually was married to a black woman, got a black baby, a black daughter. You know what I'm saying? A guy who has a black record label with so many dope underground hip hop artists was a full blown Trump supporter. That's right. He was Team MAGA. He got to talking crazy, and underground hip hop ran him about the game. Right? Like I guess mainstream hip hop, they want to keep Wayne and they want to keep Cube and 50 because they famous. But underground niggas, we got Kevin Nottingham about the game. So he had already seven times with KevinNottingham.com. He had already seven times with Hypnot. He had already sold the company. He was just a fan. But underground backpack rap ran Kevin Nottingham out the game. So now he probably doing MAGA hop. I don't know what's going on. You know, I'm not going to say he was a full blown racist, but he didn't disavow Trump enough for me. None of us. And he kind of stood on it. And so he's out the game. So that is how I created Black Collar. So I guess big shout out to Kevin Nottingham and fuck you at the same time. All right. So let's get back to the music though. I spent enough talking about him. So where we at with it? All right, cool. All right. So like I told you before in a couple of videos a couple of days ago, you know, I'm real big on like branding in a particular sense. Not branding, but let me say this. I'm real big on my content meaning something of merit, right? I'm real big on my content meaning something of merit. You know what I'm saying? So as I told you guys before, um, my political education, the foundation of it is based off of the Black Panther Party's for Self-Defense 10-point program. So I wanted black collar to mean something more than just whatever, what I just being black and being an entrepreneur. And so I came up with a 5-point program for the definition of black collar. And I had this whole thing called Black Collar University, Black Collar Nation. I might have to revisit it. It never really took off or whatever. But people really brought into the idea of black collar because this was a 5-point program. So number one, we believe the original man/woman needs a God that reflects their being. Number two, we not only struggle for power to determine our own destiny, we believe in empowering ourselves to create our future. Number three, we believe the people need an education that will teach us to live free. Number four, we believe in defending ourselves and protecting our women and children. Number five, we believe in building Black-owned businesses, circulating the Black dollar within the Black community. This artwork was done by Eric Fields, Idio Faso, the same person who did the artwork for Black Soul. And the hook just kind of really mirrors what I talk about on the song. So I can't remember the exact date. So October 14th, I released the single for Black Collar, produced by Jay Philly. I'm gonna play it for y'all. We're gonna get back to talking about the rest of the project. So this is Black Collar, produced by the lead single, title track, Black Collar, produced by Jay Philly.
Gotta give the people what they want, huh? Then I cut it in half, cause I ain't feel like waiting. Yo, oh Lord, man, I'm the last of a dying breed. You're hard pressed to find another rapper like me. Like when the last time you heard a nigga rhyme, they went to fact check and couldn't find nothing in live. And I don't rap for corporate sponsorships. No Duce, no Samsung, no Ciroc. I don't advocate selling dope. I promote hope for the youngest out here on the block. You never hear me call my sisters out their names. I put the black woman and child over everything. I represent that proletariat struggle to overcome the obstacles, even though it feels impossible. I'm out here preaching freedom just like Jesus told the apostles to. Singing Negro spirituals with a flow sick to their hospitals. I keep it cool that this is music to build to, cause I'm just trying to give you music to live to. Let's go. What's the definition of black collar? Black God, black empowerment, black scholars. Protect the black woman and the black child. Build black businesses and circulate the black dollars. And the conduit is hip hop. So if you're listening and you feel it, I'm black holler. Cause I would never give you nothing to kill you. I just wanna give you something to live to. After this, y'all gon' label me the people's champ. Why you say that? Cause I'm out here where the people at. Okay, cause see, I'm just like you. I just articulate the struggles that we all going through. I'm in my 30s, I'm a husband and a father. My whole life revolves around my wife, son, and my daughter. I keep on striving even though times are getting harder. I'm always honest, I ain't never been no fixie. I done been unemployed, I done lived check to check. I done swiped them food stamps and I got debt up to my neck. So I'd be lying if I said I'm ballin' on the record, or if I said I killed a nigga when I know I never. See, I just wanna bring you something better than what you getting, man. I'm trying to bring back that feeling. I keep it cool and this is music to build to, cause I'm just trying to give you music to live to. What's the definition of black collar? Black God, black empowerment, black scholars. Protect the black woman and the black child. Black businesses and circulate the black dollars. And the conduit is hip hop. So if you're listening and you feel it, I'm black holler. Cause I would never give you nothing to kill you. I just wanna give you something to live to. And this is for the everyday people out here trying to get it every way. Don't you ever give up, cause it's a better way. Stay young and grinding, it's gonna get better, man. And this here's for the everyday people out here trying to get it every way. Don't you ever give up, cause it's a better way. Stay young and grinding, it's gonna get better, man. Yeah, what's the definition of black collar? black God, black empowerment, black scholars. Protect the black woman and the black child. Build black businesses and circulate the black dollar. And the conduit is hip hop. So if you're listening and you feel it, I'm black, holler. Cause I would never give you nothing to kill you. I just wanna give you something to live to.
I love that record, man. Let me get back on camera here. My bad. Yeah, I really love that record, man. I really love that record. It brings back a lot of good memories. My daddy was happy because I wasn't doing a whole bunch of cussing on it or what have you. He felt like it really represented who I was as a man. So he was really proud of that record. It really went over well live. I used to love to be able to go to like my, go to Black Star or go to like to my like super. I don't really get to rap in front of a whole bunch of like the conscious community much, but when I did, it always got love. And the song just makes me happy every single time I hear it. You know what I'm saying? So shout out to Jay Philly, man. Like I tell you, we got to get on here too and talk. But like as a producer, man, like he just always brings the best out of me. He always makes me challenge myself. He formats these songs really weird, and it makes me have to do things like normally I don't do like a lot of singing, but he left like an 8-bar verse on there. I didn't feel like writing another verse, so let me try my own way of kind of singing and having the type of melody or what have you. So big shout out to Jay Philly. That was Black Collar, the single. So another song I want to discuss for the album before we go. Let me see. So I have a song called "Live My Love." Let me see. I just sent it here. The song called "Live My Love," and I'm really proud of this song because it's. I'm really proud of this song because, as you see right here, it was premiered by Chuck D on his rap station radio show, right? Like so Chuck D like legit premiered my song, and what's the other picture of it? There's another picture of it too. He like read my bio, and he like legit said Ardmore and shouted out Baton Rouge or whatever. So how I got this song right here. So Small World was working with James Jackson and working with producer named Tez. Now Tez ended up doing Until Then on Black Messiah. It was a big gap in between, by 5 years between work together again. But they was working with Tez. Tez had made a beat for James Jackson, and I don't know if James wasn't feeling it, but Eb, who was James' manager at the time, was adamant that they felt like the beat should go to me. Like they was adamant, like, yo, Tez got to send you this beat. Tez got to send me this beat. So Tez sends me this beat called James Jackson. I get it, and that's why I wrote the song within probably 20 minutes. It just came pouring out of me, and it was cool because like I'm a hip hop head, but I definitely came of age in the late 90s, early I was a teen in the late 90s, early 2000s, and so I can't remember what album, but Ja Rule had used the same sample. You know what I'm saying? And Joe actually chopped it up because the sample is of Millie Jackson, and Joe used Millie Jackson sample for Jigga City Blues. So Joe had already chopped the sample, and it was cool. But the way Tez did it, no disrespect to Joe at all, but the way Tez did it, it's like something about this beat, it just pushed me. It's like it's like you put your foot, you know what I'm saying? It ain't no cruise control. You put your foot on 90 and you just go. Like the song just kind of goes and goes and goes, and it doesn't slow down. And there's like a large sense of urgency. And I remember Chuck D saying, like, I really like his vocal inflections and I really like his attentions on this song. You know what I'm saying? This is the artwork. It's funny. So I had Alfred Banks do my artwork or what have you, and he did this on Foster on his app. And at the time, you could tell me that this artwork wasn't lit. I need to go redo it or whatever. Shout out to Alfred because he had a better phone than I did at the time, and I didn't have the capabilities to create my own artwork. You know what I'm saying? Like I do now, and I'm still not great at it, but it's serviceable. But yeah, I thought this was so lit or whatever. You know what I'm saying? I miss Foster. Foster's only on iPhones. They don't have it on Androids like I got. But yeah, so Alfred did this artwork. This is Live My Love done by Tez Did That or Tez on the Beat. I'm sorry. I don't know what she goes by, but yeah, this is Live My Love. Like I said, it premiered on rapstation.com on Chuck D's radio show. He actually said Marcel P. Black, Live My Love, Black Collar, Auburn, Oklahoma, Baton Rouge. So that was really cool. This is Live My Love.
Brother out here struggling, striving to survive and provide for his loved ones. Black collar workers to the gang. Bank turfers ain't concerned about your wave. I'ma lead it to the surface, cause what I say is worthless if it does not serve a purpose. Changes when I'm working, here's my tone is always urgent, cause it's hard to watch the news with all these black on black murders. To see it really hurts me while you YouTube and Malik's working. I'm beefing with these laws, try to trap a nigga, while at the same time speaking on the black agenda. For the patience, I will back slap a rapper to the keep spitting that wax off, get stripped. Man, you check it tender, cause you ain't innovating, you regurgitating poisonous thoughts, doing dirty work for Satan. And I'm the opposite, cause every bar I'm saying is for the people in the culture. This is hip hop, baby, and I represent that black collar nation. And I'm coming from Oklahoma where it's going down like a roller coaster, trying to put us on the map like a globe motor. Armor on my back and the world on my shoulders. Tunnel vision rhythm can't mess with my focus. These are more than just bars, consider this my opus. And you can't miss me with that hocus pocus magic trick you trying to pull. I'm seeing through that smoke we blowing. I'm trying to slang hope to the hopeless by speaking for the voiceless, an option for the choiceless. Lord willing that creek don't rise, I'ma make it to that side without drowning in that water. Cause God knows I live my love for my Lord, my wife, my son, my daughter. And blessed be the author. They call me Mr. Black Collar. So when you see Black Holler, yeah, I live my love for you. It's the people's anthem, bro. It's something you can ride home with your kids in the car too. It's something you can post up on the block, man. It's for everybody, man. You've been through that struggle, it's for you. I got
you. Man, that song goes so hard. See, I guess you could say one of the cons of having like a pretty big discography is that you can't perform all your bops, right? Like, I mean, I guess I'll have to start doing like 3-hour shows, man, because I got 15 projects, you know what I'm saying? 4 full albums. I got, you know what I'm saying, 8 EPs, you know what I'm saying? I got compilations and things of that nature. Like, no, not I don't even know how many projects. I actually lose how many EPs I got, but I know I got 4 full albums, right? But I have a lot of music, you know what I'm saying? I put out a lot of music in the last just barely 12 years, you know what I'm saying? November 18th made, you know, my debut as a solo artist, made me 12 years or whatever, you know what I'm saying? But yeah, so just so in under 12 years, I put out a lot of music, you know what I'm saying? So songs like this, man, this did well on the radio. Of course, when this album charted on the CMJs again, and largely because when a lot of the radio people saw when they saw Chuck D premiering my song, you know what I'm saying, all the college radios and the non-commercial radio people that reported to the CMJs, they hopped on board. So this is my last project that I had charted on the CMJs was because of this song. It really did well on the radio. It did well live. Like, I like this record because it's still a conscious rap record, you know, with conscious intentions. But like I could have been talking about trap, and I could have been talking about anything, whatever. But that beat just goes so hard, man. So big shout out to Ted. It's one of my favorite records. I'm gonna have to do like a B-sides compilation and just cause or whatever, or maybe a show where I do like all songs like this because man, that song really, really go tough or what have you. But yeah, um, let's get back to the rest of the album though. So like I said, big shout out to Tez, big shout out to Jay Philly or what have you. This album was mixed and mastered by Clinton Pullen or Trey Pullen or what have you, or Clinton Pullen the third by Nuance World Studios. He had a studio up in the oh man, I can't remember the name of the building, but it's on Foster, not Foster, it's on Florida and Cloud or what have you. That's what we recorded the whole album, what have you, in like 2 or 3 months. It might have took me honestly, it might have took me 6 or 7 sessions to do the album. Mixing and mastering took it a while or whatever. But yeah, so I'm gonna shout out everybody. I'm gonna read the track credits because I don't really I don't really remember everybody off the top of my head. So I'm gonna read the credits. So song number one was Black Collar, produced by Jay Philly. Live My Love, produced by Tez Did That. You heard those two songs. Um, Work, produced by Jay Philly, which was another crowd favorite. Break Bread, you know what I'm saying, produced by Anonymous. I met Anonymous while I was doing Tiff Poe's show up in St. Louis, album release party for Chill for the Villain. You know what I'm saying? He came, he liked my music. He bought a CD. We kept the contact. He sent me a beat. Bad Man, y'all might know it as Bad Motherfucker Man. That's still a crowd favorite. I still perform a lot on tour. I use it as an opening song because it kind of sets the pace. So if I'm in the conscious room, or if I'm in the backpack room, if I'm in the room with street niggas, this song works because it's all of those things. It's street. It's still black, and it just goes hard. You know what I'm saying? I'm still spitting on that too. So Bad Man's produced by Caesar of Crescent Kings, what have you. Revolution on the I'm sorry. Facebook Rant is one of my favorite records I did. I try to rap like Buckshot on there. I wish I could go through the whole album, but produced by Prospect, you know what I'm saying? We talked about Prospect earlier this week on Henry Clay. But literally, like I was known at the time for being angry on Facebook, and so I tried to do like a tongue-in-cheek clap back at everybody who was kind of talking noise to me. So you know what I'm saying, who would kind of talk behind my back or what have you. And so I made a song called Facebook Rant, and I did like a like the hook is me ranting or whatever, me like running my mouth and ranting and talking shit. But I'm just kind of justifying my situation and my position as an MC on that record. Revolution on the Radio is probably one of the hardest records I did. It was the last song to get put on the album. We did this we did the joint, and Purple Bastard had some type of issues, and he lost his he lost the file. He thought he lost the file, the stems to it. So he found the stems. We added the song at the album. I mean, we added the song at the 11th hour, and Revolution on the Radio is really dope. Inspired by Jared Ball or what have you. Basically talking about uh, you know, just the way major labels in the music industry uses the radio to poison black people's minds or what have you. Really dope record. I do it for this is Mike T's favorite record. I mean, of me. Um, it is just me talking and talk, what have you. Really, really cool. Produced by Jay Philly, Felicia Greer, produced by Classic Beats. Man, Classic Beats is one of the best producers in Baton Rouge who does not produce or what have you. I mean, truth be told, his two beats on the album were the only two beats I didn't have the stems, but he mixed them and mastered them so clean I didn't even need them. It is actually part one to Forever Right Now, which is on Black Messiah, and I'm gonna tell the story later. But it's like my first attempt at a girl song, and it's really cool. Saturday Morning, also produced by Classic Beats, is just some real grown man dad rap, what have you. Equality Culture, Born All Our Rules, Self Wisdom. This is 64 bars, two. You know what I'm saying? Quality Culture. That's 6 and 4. Born, B-A, Allah, R, you know what I'm saying? Rule, self, you know what I'm saying? S. So 64 bars. Wisdom is the number two. If you know the first song on Black Soul was Equality Culture, Born All Our Rules, Self Wisdom. So this is part two. So basically, this is me rapping 64 bars straight. That's what it is. You know what I'm saying? Me blacking out for 64 bars. I like doing that. I like testing myself as an MC. That's like what, 4 verses worth or what have you. It's just me rapping straight through. Try to do it in one take. Sometimes I can, sometimes I can't. Produced by Caesar. And at the end, one of my other favorite records is really personal to me. I talk about my father, Another Way to Pray. You know what I'm saying, by John the Track. The second project and a half. It's the second project in a row, rather, that was the closing record was done by John the Track. I like to end on the spiritual level. So, it's talking to the Lord on it. As you see, like I said, all songs recorded, mastered at Nuance World Studios by Clinton Pullen III. You know what I'm saying? In that purple bastard for Beef Up Your Tracks. Boom. Man. Shout out to everybody. All the producers had something to do with this album. This album did really well for me. I still sell it. It still does well on the road. I still perform records from it, and I want to start doing more. But it was a really, really dope project. If you like it, what I'm saying, if you're interested in any of that thing of that nature, please go to marcelpblack.com /back collar or what have you and get it. You know what I'm saying? You get the CD for $5. How much the download is now? The download might be, is a download free? It might be free. I don't even know what I got it up here for anymore or whatever. But yeah, shop with it, bump it, or what have you. MarcelPBlack.com, MarcelPBlack.bandcamp.com, at MarcelPBlack on Instagram and Twitter, MarcelPBlack on Facebook. I'm going to get on down about my business so I can enjoy the rest of my Saturday. I need to go vote. But yeah, I like my hobby, freedom. This is always awkward. Goodbye for real. Peace.